when you have hoops on a Saturday night. Denver wins game 7 in LA. Let's get into that. Maybe some other big picture things. My name is Shlomo Stark,
My name is David Jacob.
and this is the NBA Daily Recap in 15 minutes or less.
Hachimura wearing another kind of mask. He took it out.
Levy. And here we are. I want to talk less about the game, as is often the case with me. And I think that this is the truth: is that the games in the NBA are a means to an end. What we care about in the NBA is less of the games and more about the legacies, the storylines. Like that's what keeps us going. And the games are just like what has to happen for those storylines to exist. This was a giant legacy game for, I would say, 4 players, and even 5 if you want to include Westbrook. I don't know how much this like counts for his legacy, but this is a Jokic legacy game, a Murray legacy game, a Harden legacy game, and a Kawhi legacy game. Kawhi has not played past round 2 in 6 seasons. James Harden has blown a game 7 for 4 different teams. Well, not blown, like has lost. James Harden has lost a game 7 due to not good performance by him for 4 different teams. Jokic beat a team that people thought was the second best team in the West. That was legit what people were saying after game 2. He beat them in 7 games, did not, more importantly, end up losing 2 years in a row, a game 7 at home. He didn't even play that well. Who do you think, when we're going to look back at this, we're talking about legacy building or legacy destroying, whose legacy do you think was most important here?
To be honest with you, this is gonna sound like a me specific thing. I think it was
Maybe
Westbrook.
like Derek Jones.
I think it was Westbrook.
What?
I think it was Westbrook. I think that he showed, like everyone said when he went to the Lakers, right? There's no way, no chance that he's gonna learn how to play his role correctly. In this game, he learned how to, he played his role exactly correctly. I think for the Nuggets franchise was important. Like meaning, if Jokic went out this round, to be honest with you, I don't think it tarnishes his record. If Murray, I was actually going to argue with you that I don't think it's 5 players. I don't think that Murray. I think Murray's legacy is not such a highly touted thing to begin with. Like I don't think that a lot of people have a lot of faith in him. I think that if he doesn't have,
Never made an All-Star game.
right, I don't think that a lot of people have a lot of faith in him. I don't think that I think if he didn't have Jokic as a teammate, I don't think that a lot of people would care either. I don't think he would be important. I think
Yeah,
that
I saw a great tweet after his game 5 game where he was phenomenal. And it was like, people got to start talking. It was just funny, but like, I happen to disagree with it. But it was like it was like showing like Jamal Murray playoff numbers compared to others. And it was like the numbers were like insane. I don't remember the exact stat. But the caption of the tweet was like, people not putting respect on this guy's name because they're waiting for him to show up in the regular season.
yeah, no, yeah, or even in the playoffs, like the fact that we had to wait for him to have a game, where he was the guy. Like, I don't know. I think, and also like people are talking about him like he's this like he's Dame Lillard, like he's like 34 years old. He came back from injury, whatever. How old is he? He can't be older than 31.
I'm gonna look this up right now. You keep
In the
talking
meantime,
about you
yeah.
keep
In the
going
meantime,
legacy. I'll tell you Jamal Murray's age.
perfect. In the meantime, I think on the counter, the same thing goes for Kawhi in regards to Jokic. I don't think this damages Kawhi's legacy. I think that we know that he's not a guy that's there all the time. He was the only one that actually fought back in this game. Like the rest of the
No, but counter on your Kawhi thing, he wins this game. It
for
does
sure.
well for his legacy.
For sure, for sure, for sure. But I'm saying I don't think him losing, like meaning the outcome of this game, I don't think it damages him so much. I think the one that it really damages, because he's considered this guy, like on the flip side, is Harden. The two of
Tough,
eight,
tough
like
blow for Harden.
I heard on TNT like them saying like I'd rather him be 2 for 18, and I totally agree. Like this is James Harden. You're planning on having at least 20 points from him a night. He couldn't. He literally he only hit 2 shots and he only shot 8. Like it can't happen. Norman Powell also wasn't like the same energetic guy that we saw last game. Zubats even had like was slower. This team it looks, and Zubats isn't old either. Like this team looks, they look older. Chris Dunn wasn't able to be as effective on defense either. Like, well, because his counterpart in Harden, who like helps him, balance out that the output. But he just doesn't. It's like so bizarre. He just didn't show up, and this is
Yeah.
exactly the kind of game that the Nuggets needed all around. Like this looked like Nuggets basketball. Like where everyone's able to shoot, everyone's like contributing. Like this was the best Nuggets game that we got. And so I think that I don't know, like it was interesting to see.
I want to do a side by side, and maybe Mac could handle this for us on social, but like a clip of us talking about the Clippers after game two, and the clip of us talking about them now, because the things that you just said about the Clippers, um, like you're like they look old. Like I feel like after game two, I think I literally heard you say they look young. Like they look young and fresh and like quick. Maybe not you, maybe some whatever it is. That's why I want the side by side to like
Well, I said,
because
I think I said like,
game
why? I think I said
whatever it is. I mean, the point is not right or right. The point is like the way we were talking about the Clippers after game two and the way we were talking about them now is just absolutely insane. And it's a lot of props to Denver. Everyone had the Clippers tonight. The Steve Ballmer, you saw this, bought all those tickets. You didn't see this?
no, no, no.
This was nuts. Watch this on YouTube. He flew out a private plane and bought the first 6 rows behind one of the backboards and just filled it with Clippers towels and flew out Clipper fans.
I love it. I love it.
Like so that they could have their own wall.
That's class. Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome.
That is a cool owner. Like that guy's freaking and there's clips from like the plane and they're just like all chanting for the Clippers. Like I'm like, oh, they're like, how did like I couldn't believe it. And you should look this up after. It's really cool.
I want to tell you
Like I've
guys
never seen an
also,
owner do that before.
big legacy win in this series is the Clippers. Like for the franchise, they needed this. They needed this so badly. The Intuit Dome needed this. This was like this is a plus minus positive still, even though they lost.
No, I disagree because I think they have to switch up the team now.
I agree with you, but I'm saying no matter what, they still got this season out of these two aging stars. Like it
I guess it's a win for the Intuit Dome, not for the Clippers.
I think it makes the Clippers organization look more serious, honestly. I think it is a win for them.
I like how you say honestly, like I would think you're lying. Like, no, I'm telling you the
This
truth.
is my bad take. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm no, I'm B. I'm not like trying to do a thing here. This is good for the Clippers. Listen, I hear you. I'm very excited to watch Jokic and SGA next round, just because they're like top 1 and 2 MVP going at it is always just fun.
Dude, but also have Russ go against OKC is also like a fun storyline there, you know?
Great. It's gonna be great. Probably like Thunder in 5, but it's gonna be great. Um, like they've actually had good battles in the regular season.
Because you can't like Jokic,
They're
you
two
can't stop
and two.
Jokic.
Like
You can't
yeah,
stop Jokic.
yeah. The problem is the Nuggets can't stop anyone on the Thunder.
They can't play
Uh,
defense. Is the issue. It's a real issue.
yeah, so it's gonna be tough, but like it's still gonna be fun just watching like Jokic and SGA share buckets.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Friday night quickly or like nah? Like
Oh,
how
yeah.
Houston won. We both predicted they would not win. Um, I saw a bunch of this on my timeline, which I think is a good point. That the Warriors lost their season lost with Game 6 because even if they win, they needed that rest because they're going against the Timberwolves Monday night.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, this is one of those situations where I've always been curious about. It's okay. You never want to be down in a series, right? Um this is the take that nobody wants. I really feel like Warriors should just let the old guys sit for game one. Just let them get their legs.
You're saying lose game one on purpose, basically just punt on game one. Can I counter?
No.
Maybe the first quarter.
But you have to get ready. You have to like still do the practice, whatever. Like, they're not going to. You know, Jimmy would never let that happen. But I'm just saying,
No coach would ever do that. They get fired.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But at the same time, like, first off, Steve Kerr, you never know. But that being said, like, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like like you're saying, like they need the rest, but at the same time, like they just don't need the physicality. Like if they can just take a couple, like even if they're playing out there and they're running around, but they just take a couple plays off and they're down, like whatever. I don't know. I just feel like it's just isn't helping them, and they're really like they're going to damage one of their players like severely before this series ends, and that's terrible. And I don't want that to happen. But they're old. It's not
Yeah. Someone keeps also joking like, yeah, listen, let's get Kaminga some minutes. Maybe that would help.
get him 6 fouls, you know?
Yeah. That's for sure. That is something I always like never wondered. Like have your like fifth bench guy just foul out and just do some hard fouls. Get him a flagrant two.
Right. Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, I punched you in the balls. Kick me out of the game.
The problem is that Ant last game or 2 day games ago did that the early career LeBron stuff where like LeBron took out his leg and you're like, oh my God, he's out. He went down, it's really bad. And then like he was up playing like nothing happened, like the next play.
Yeah, that was crazy. By the way, I thought he was out for the game.
He's just an ant.
Yeah. So all right. So we have Indiana Cleveland, which is gonna be a great series. I'm kind of excited for round two.
Yeah.
We have Indiana Cleveland. We have OKC Denver, which is probably
Just tonight?
no. I'm talking about round two.
Okay.
I'm not doing predictions right now. I'm doing like round two. What we have. So we have OKC Denver, which is as fun as could be, I think. Um, we have Boston Knicks,
Yeah.
which I kind of like that nobody has the Knicks because we can use like this nobody believes in us. Like if we win game one or two in Boston, it's gonna be like
No.
everyone's gonna go nuts. So like I'm kind of like hoping about with that, but I know it's unlikely, but it's the most of any series, I think it's the most like you're done. Like it was like maybe the Pacers are pretty good. Like maybe they're frisky here. Like maybe they could take him 6 or 7. And the Nuggets are like, well, you have Jokic, you never know. But like the Knicks are like everyone's like the Knicks are done.
Yeah.
And yeah, listen, I'm hoping. And we have either Warriors or Rockets versus Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Your prediction: Warriors or Rockets?
Warriors or Rockets? I think Warriors. I was talking to somebody, I was actually talking to Zach yesterday, and he made a good point, which is also kind of what we're talking about on Friday, is that game 7 is a lot of pressure. Everyone kind of freezes up. Younger players have a little bit of a harder time, and the Warriors are like all their players who execute in crunch time. And game 7 is basically all crunch time. Like you can't let your nerves win, and the Warriors have I think a couple of different systems that they can run out there. If one thing isn't working or another thing isn't working, they have a lot of different things I think that they can do. I think that the Rockets, like, I feel like nerves always affects offense more than defense.
Yeah, they would also go down in history as the only team to blow the 3-1 lead twice.
The Warriors.
Yeah. Once to LeBron and once to this Rockets team. When we were there were 3 series, there were 3-1, and we were saying which is the most likely. I think we would have both agreed that this was the most unlikely. When the Warriors were up 3-1,
Right, that's
it was the Pistons were the Knicks were up 3-1, but the Pistons were in every game. The Boston was up 3-1, but like Magic randomly had like a lot of fight.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It didn't feel out of this world, but like, and was there another one? Who's up
Yeah.
3-1 or that?
Clippers, Nuggets.
No, Clippers Nuggets was 2-2.
Oh, you're right.
I think that was it.
Could
His
be.
Cavs and Thunder swept.
Yeah, it's these three. Yeah. Yeah.
He's 3. So yeah, like we just had oh no, it was Lakers Timberwolves. That's what it was. And then we both guessed Lakers because they were the best team down 3-1, or at least had the best players down 3-1. And regardless of what happens, I want to give props to this Rockets team because being down 3-1 and forcing a game 7 is really, really hard.
I don't agree with that. I do agree with that.
I think
I don't
it's
agree with,
easy.
I don't know. I think it's very hard.
Really?
I don't agree with it for
I
the
was like,
Rockets.
wow, what a tape.
That's why I reversed. Yeah. I don't agree with it for the Rockets. They're a 2 seed. Like in any
Oh.
world, they should have beaten the Warriors. That's why I feel like
So,
like if the Warriors if the Warriors were swept by the Rockets. Right. But I'm saying if the Warriors were swept by the Rockets, like I would have been like, yeah, because at the end of the day, the Warriors in the second half of the season were the second best team, right? Like record wise. But at the same time, like they're the second seed. Like they should produce better. That's all.
Nah, not this year. I don't count seeding as like important besides the 1 seed because 2-9 was within 4 games, like within 3-4 games. So like I don't consider like you're the two, like normal. Let's say in Boston, Orlando. That like Boston, Orlando. I'm like you're the 2 seed. You're supposed to beat these guys in 4 or 5 games. With Houston, with any of the 2 to 8 matchups in well not 8 because it was like 2 with 2-6 2-7 3-6 and 4-5 in the West. All those teams to me were even. And I don't, at least this year, I don't consider the seeding to be a factor. It was just a couple. We're talking about 2-3 games. Like we're not talking about a more dominant team than the other one. Yeah,
I'm gonna take Indiana. I think it'd be fun.
love it.
I think it'd be fun.
I love it.
They just got out of the Bucks series. They're still amped up. They won the Bucks series, which was like, it was like not close, obviously, but like they're still like high tension. And I think that they like really feel like they have a chip on their shoulder. Tyrese Halliburton, most overrated player in the league officially. Like I, I think that the Cavs sometimes they have to like take a minute to orient themselves. I think they might. I think it'd be fun if they do it. I would like it. I would like to see it happen, I should say.
It would be more fun. Okay, that was the NBA Daily Recap in 15 minutes or less. I want to thank you, Levi, for co-hosting and producing. I want to thank you for listening.